We are coming.
What's up? It's podcast time. It's the Circling Back podcast. My name is Dave. Got a very special edition of Circling Back for a number of reasons. Before we get into said reasons, I'd like to introduce our producer. Always producing, always just effing around heavy. It's Randall Trimbacki.
Hi, Dave. I was a little disappointed. For someone that just hits that Matt El Rancho's perfectly on the beat, you just didn't do it this time?
Well, there's a reason I went with Davis Clark. We'll get to that in a minute.
Okay. I'll trust the process.
It doesn't sound like you do because you're already questioning me and we're 54 seconds in. You don't like the way I'm doing it.
Matt El Rancho's.
You can't change the way I'm doing it just because you don't like how I'm doing it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Dylan Shivery.
Oh, man, I'm not going to criticize the way you're handling this. I think you're doing a pretty good job, honestly. I stayed up late last night watching a little seam ball, a little baseball game.
How do people watch college baseball like every game?
Dude, I love it. It's so much fun to me. You don't like it? Is it boring?
The quality of play, mainly the quality of pitching, just isn't there. When you get a guy who can't find the zone, then they just leave him out there.
Those midweek games, they kind of just throw, give everyone a chance to step up. The pitchers who don't pitch the weekend, they just empty the bullpen.
The game you're referring to is your Longhorns and your Cats.
And my Cats.
My Cats. My Texas State Bobcats.
Down around San Marcos way last night.
Dude, I think it was like the bottom of the seventh. It went on for like 45 minutes. I'm just sitting there, and I was looking at my phone. I just had it on ESPN Plus, and I looked up. I'm like, "We're still doing this."
The game started at 6 o'clock. It was almost a 5-hour game, and it was only 9 innings, 5 hours.
Congratulations!
2 grand slams, a lot of runs, 14-11. The Longhorns did pull it out the end, but the Bobcats are a tough out for the Longhorns, man.
We got to start winning some conference games, my Cats. But that's about
my Cats too.
Huh?
My Cats too.
5 hours.
It was unusually long.
A little long, bud.
Pitching was not great in this game.
I don't know if everyone knows this, but I did used to work for Purdue baseball, doing some Big Ten stuff. So I had to work in the booth and stuff, doing graphics and stuff. And I was just hoping for just three out innings just to be done with the game as soon as possible. I couldn't imagine having to sit up in that booth having to work 5 hours.
Yeah, I did not know that about you.
Yep.
It's a note that I really didn't need to know, but it added some color to the conversation.
Did a couple different things, but worked the cameras, worked the fly box, worked the graphics.
Oh, Dylan worked the fly box.
You worked the fly box?
I worked the fly box, yeah.
Hey, so you may have heard I kicked the show off, as I'll do sometimes with our guy Davis.
We are coming. Day after day. We are coming.
Some people were probably wondering, why you mentioned this is a special episode. Like, what's going on with whoever or whomever? Well, I'll let you hear it from Davis's mouth to the pod listeners.
I passed the level 3 CFA exam. I want to say a big thank you to everyone who supported me throughout this journey, because there were multiple times where I just wanted to give up. To everyone who's going through a challenge, stay after it and good luck.
Hell yeah, I didn't know that he passed.
That's some inspiring shit.
Let's go.
He got there, man.
He fucking did.
There were doubts.
Lots.
There were doubts.
Their man's wasn't going to get it.
Took the 6:45 train all the way to Boston. Under 3 hours, clean sweep. You know what's up. That's a comeback, people. Let's go.
He ran a marathon too, I think.
Yeah, and he did a great thing with that video that you just played, that he panned down to his pants again, clearly showing that he did not shit himself this time.
It's a week of Davis.
Dude, he's really growing up right in front of our eyes.
I don't like that he's not shitting his pants during marathons anymore.
I would prefer that he shat his pants.
Because I like to know when someone pushes it to that next level, to where their body says, you know what, we have to evacuate.
You know what? Maybe, when your dog has some dietary problems, you feed him rice. Maybe that's why he kept on eating all the rice, was because, he didn't want to shit himself again.
Oh, that makes a lot of sense as to why at lunch he eats pure carbs. He was rocking rice.
Oh,
famously.
He was rocking rice.
Also just some potatoes wrapped up in foil. No one has ever just turned their eyes away from a protein option like Davis Clark.
That is just one high-level performer. That's the only thing I can say about him.
This week we did a Patreon. I think it was a quality Patreon. It was circling back on touching base. What is that? What is that exactly? Well, it's specifically this week we took the first ever episode that Dylan, Will, and I recorded on a podcast from our old podcast, Touching Base, and we broke it down and we did some commentary. Listened to a little bit of it, then talked about it because it's very. We did it with no preparation. Go check it out. You can get a week free on Patreon if you go check out Circling Back on Patreon. And just subscribe. There's a $5 tier, a $10 tier. You've got options. Or you can, if you want to just buy individual episodes, you can do that too. It's not as cost efficient, but you can do that. It was a lot of fun though. It was a nice trip down memory lane. A lot of that I'd forgotten about. It's actually better than I expected it to be.
Me too. I expected
Much
us to
better.
be totally scrambled and stepping on each other and all that stuff. And there probably was a little bit of that, but it much smoother than I was anticipating. A fun walk down memory lane.
I chalk it up to like us not really having any bits holstered, so no one was forcing their shot. Mainly me. Like you
No
didn't have
bits.
me just like forcing stuff in.
Wow, an episode with the three of us with no bits, no precedent there. That's
It's
crazy.
It's still a decent listen. But yeah, go check that out.
Hey, hand up, producer week. I gotta make something. I said that I was gonna upload the full episode to Patreon. I forgot to do that, so I'm putting a note there. And now, everyone, if you are part of the optimized tier or the Tuesdays, you will get the full episode after this is done.
What the fuck?
Fucking Randy, dude. I
Fine.
swear, man.
Oh.
My bad.
I swear, dude.
My bad.
Dave, let's just get through it.
You want to just do a new?
Let's act like it didn't happen. Let's just get through it, man.
In addition to producer week, it's YouTube week and content week and podcast week. What's YouTube week? You're probably wondering. Well, check this out. No Pod's doing this. It's a great week for you to sign up for our YouTube. Go subscribe, like it, and subscribe. Start watching our shows. Start putting them on your computer, your phone, your TV. It's a visual show. We've often said that, and you can go check us out. Circling Back on YouTube, youtube.com/circling back. Tomorrow, Thursday, we've got a lot going on. We got Dylan's Track House kicking off at 2, and we have listener voicemails dropping on Patreon, which they hit every Thursday. 888-618-4422. Again, 888-618-4422. Get in, get out, be tactical. Leave that quick message. Unless you got like a killer story, then you can leave like a minute or two. But yeah, check that out. And then Friday, we've got our Substack dropping. Go subscribe to our Substack. It's what is it? Washmedia.substack? Wash.substack.com. Get you some original
That
content.
sounds right.
It says it right here. I don't know why.
Okay,
I was trying
yeah,
to do
you
it
could
from
just
memory.
read the
I guess I
copy.
could just read it off the thing. How's everybody feeling today?
Dude, I'm feeling good. I put on an absolute show in the weight room this morning, Dave. Absolute show. Muscles just begging me to stop. One of those, you know?
Are you still doing pre in the morning?
Yeah, I do.
How you
Yeah.
liking that?
I'm still a big pre guy.
Interesting.
I like it, man. I at this point, I'm almost like not scared to go without it, but I wonder how my performance would be without it at this point. Because I do like a quarter dose. Like I do a little bit.
Are you dry scooping?
No,
Mm.
no, I don't dry scoop.
Are
I
you
just
boot chugging it?
I just regular scoop it. A wet scoop it.
You're not boot chugging
I'm
it?
not. I'm also not boot chugging it. I take it traditionally with a little bit of water.
Okay.
Yeah, just drink it.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Wonder
no,
what-
it's fine. It's fine.
I wonder what butt chugging pre-workout would be like. That would be bad.
Wouldn't feel great. I would
Yeah.
imagine. Probably hit
Guess-
your bloodstream really fast.
I guess they do coffee enemas and stuff. People do.
Some people do. I've seen
caffeine.
most of the science doesn't really support doing that. You could just drink your coffee through your mouth orifice.
Which is what I choose.
Your up top,
Personally.
your upper mouth.
That's just me. Your upper orifice.
right.
Mhm.
That's what I would do.
Yeah, same.
Randy, you doing pre-workout? I don't know why I'm
Yeah.
asking. I'm curious because I genuinely don't know.
I do the pre-workouts.
Okay.
Nitro Surge is that ish I'm on right now.
Nitro Surge.
Yeah,
we
it's
should
fine.
do real or fake pre-workouts.
That's a good idea.
It's been at least
Ooh.
2 years, right? You know there's some new stuff out.
There's some new ish out there. Yeah.
Somebody reached out asking why we're not doing Vice headlines. And I don't really know. I'm assuming that I know there's still, you could go look at Vice. I don't know how much editorial they're doing these days. I guess I could go look. But Vice was so fun.
Grappling with the Truth. Uganda's amateur wrestling orphans is the top headline right now.
Okay.
There you go.
That's real.
That's real.
Fantastic. Maybe we'll visit that in the future. How do we want to structure this show? Because we have a very special guest.
We do.
And I'm going to pull back the curtain. We've already recorded her interview.
It was excellent.
And it was very good.
Kayce Smith of Barstool Sports.
We didn't tease this, did we?
The only clue people would have gotten is on the Circling Back Instagram story, because I did a question prompt.
Okay. So
real ones know that we interviewed her today.
Oh, yeah. So it's really not even a clue. It's like they just know.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I tried to make it awkward for Dylan. I tried to set him up. Because, Dylan, if you listen to Too Much Dip, which is the sports vehicle in this company, Dylan likes to rag on the Ags about their baseball team. Now, we all rag on all the schools, but we rag on A&M for certain things. Dylan is honed in on baseball. Dylan is following baseball so closely because he's a fan of the number one Texas Longhorns, the top team in the country, as he mentioned. And I got to say, you handled it well. You kind of shot me a look like, why are you doing this?
Did I?
Why are you trying? Yeah, you look like you kind of like, I really wish you hadn't.
I was prepared to talk a little baseball with her, but as I said during the interview with her, it's much easier to approach her about this now because the Aggies are playing pretty well. If they were still in the dumps, it would have been like, oh, what are you guys doing to me? I don't want to answer these questions. She handled it like a pro. She is a pro.
Before we toss it over to our special guest, let's talk about our good friends over at BetterHelp. This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Mental health awareness is growing, but there's still progress to be made. 26% of Americans who participated in a recent survey say that they have avoided seeking mental health support due to fear of judgment. When people hesitate to get help, it doesn't just affect them. It impacts families, workplaces, and entire communities. This is Mental Health Awareness Month. Let's encourage everyone to take care of their well-being and break the stigma. The world is a better place when people are healthy and happy.
Big fan of therapy. Big fan. Been doing it for years and years. There should not be a stigma about it whatsoever. It's extremely helpful to pretty much everyone who goes.
BetterHelp is a great place to start. BetterHelp has over 10 years of experience matching people with the right therapist from their diverse network of more than 30,000 licensed therapists with a wide range of specialties. BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide. Easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. We're all better with help. Visit betterhelp.com/circling to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/circling. Let's toss it over to Kayce Smith. What I was going to say is I like the shirt.
Thank you, Dave.
I want to continue this conversation that was off mic, but I want to continue it on the show because the shirt is good.
Well, I'm going to get a new one anyway.
I don't think you should get a new one. I think you rock with what you're doing right
I'm going to get a new one regardless.
Right, stand up. Stand up.
Get a new one.
Oh,
Let me see
but
the whole
don't wear
fit.
it on the...
This is great. This
on
is
the
a great
outing.
fit. You don't need a new shirt.
I totally agree.
Casey, do you know that Brett is actually the innovator of the stand-up challenge during COVID-19, the global pandemic?
No, I did not know that.
Tell her about it.
Yeah,
Yes, go ahead, Brett.
I raised hundreds of thousands of dollars for charity by encouraging people to stand up during COVID.
That part's not accurate.
He did
I was about to
encourage.
say, I've been really close with Brett for many years, long before COVID, and this doesn't sound familiar. So
No,
it
it's-
sounds
So someone
happened.
sent us a question during COVID, and the question was like along the lines of like, what are you guys doing to like not get stuck in like a you're like a rut during COVID, like how you getting your exercise in, that kind of stuff. Brett said, make sure you stand up during the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just stand up. And we
It's-
thought that was pretty funny.
Wow.
And we've been kind of running with it ever since.
profound. It's a
Yeah, it
profound.
is.
Brett, what I'm upset about is that Brett didn't text me that during COVID. You didn't care about my well-being. You didn't tell me to stand up every day.
She
Yeah,
didn't
no,
sit down the
that's-
whole time, just
got a
wait for
point.
someone to direct her, and you're just over here with all this great
You,
knowledge.
well, you live in New York. You're walking everywhere anyway. It's more for like the Dave who was just gassing beers in his garage all COVID.
It's for me.
Brett, have you told them about the champagne glasses that I bought you and other Casey
For,
right before that?
to celebrate the year 2020, which famously became the worst year in history.
I still have it, guys. Like, we spent New Year's, like, it was obviously 2019 going into 2020 together, and we got like little gifts for each other. We're like, we're not going to spend a lot of money, but just like something to remember this. And I got, champagne glasses that say 2020 and like the happiest font, gold, silver, all over it. We only used them that one time, but I keep it forever and think about, wow, I went into 2020 thinking it was going to be my year and Brett's year and everybody else's year. And look at us now.
Yeah.
But I'll keep it forever and remember Brett.
Turns out
Famously global pandemic, and my dad got cancer. So
Okay.
it was Fauci's year.
Okay.
Jesus
It was
Christ.
Bill Gates' year.
yeah,
He will drop that on us out of nowhere and just totally just stifle any momentum we have.
you know me, Kayce. So you know the
Oh,
humor.
the dead parents thing hits when he wants it to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and yeah, it has to.
Well, folks, that voice you're hearing, of course, that's our guest today. It's Kayce Smith, a passionate Texas A&M alum, fiercely supports her Aggies and delivers bold takes on college football, from playoff rankings to NIL debates, all while hosting lively sports shows. Kayce juggles mom life with Blippy battles, cheers Rory's Masters win, and dives into CFB drama, I think it's college football, on her podcast. The X community engages with Kayce Smith, cheering her sports commentary and playfully teasing her Aggie fandom. Quote, I feel like I'm being gaslit. My Spotify is working just fine. Ladies and gentlemen, Kayce Smith.
Oh, thank you. What an intro. Did you write that? Who wrote that?
I've been working on it for a few weeks.
Okay. Okay. I was being gaslit, though. The day that Spotify allegedly went down, I listened to it all morning. I think people were lying.
How terrible is Blippy?
Oh, my God,
so-
Dylan. I would do anything for my son, my 2-year-old son. So he just turned 2 in February, and I just keep, like, I don't want him to get older because I like, having a young son that listens to me and loves me. I need him to like something else other than Blippy. I hate this man at this point. I can't do it.
It's so
And he
bad.
won't.
It's so cringe. Parks used to watch it, and I was like, buddy, there's got to be some other stuff on. And he's like, nah, man, I'm just all in on Blippy. It was so bad.
You can encourage Bluey. I would
I've
encourage.
tried.
Parks
I've
never
tried.
got into Bluey.
The only thing, so Miss Rachel is still in the mix, which I'm fine with that. The only thing that he has actually sat down and not thrown a fit about being on, outside of, like, sometimes he'll do live sports depending on what it is. For some reason in December, Home Alone 1. He obviously had no idea what was going on, but I could throw Home Alone 1 on every day and he would sit. So I watched that a ton. Other than that, it's Blippy and we spell it all the time. It's awful. But hey, at least he's sitting there watching it, I guess. It could be worse.
Y'all doing Paw Patrol at all?
No, nothing else. Like, I've tried cartoons. I've tried old school cartoons. We'll do
Try old school?
Teletubbies here and there, which I'm actually okay with because I don't know what they're saying. So I'm okay with that. But at the end of the day, it's the excavator song. It's Blippy. It's the ice cream truck. I can't stand him, but what am I supposed to do? He teaches him things, I guess.
Is Miss Rachel New York based?
She is.
I feel
Yes.
like with your stature, with your connections in media, I feel like you could line something up with Miss Rachel where you could get like an appearance, like maybe a private Miss Rachel show. I don't know.
Oh.
That would be huge.
So the day that she followed me on Instagram was like the coolest day of my life. Like, I have been through a lot of things in my career. I will say the date I screenshot that more than anything else I've ever screenshot, sent it to every single one of my friends. And I said, I promise you that the day I think that my son is old enough to really appreciate an in-person concert, I will do everything I can to make it happen. And all of your kids are invited. So I'm holding on to it. Okay.
Wait, are you aware of Blippy's Harlem Shake video?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
He stated by that, no problem.
Dude, he got past it
He's
somehow.
a different guy.
I didn't know about it until like one time for the NFL show last year. And I was with the Bussin' with the Boys guys who are also both parents, but they're girl dads. And they were saying, like, thank God we're skating by talking to Blippy or watching Blippy because our daughters don't want to watch it. And they're like, plus, like, we don't think we can get over what that guy did. That guy was a creep. And I was like, hold on a minute. Like,
Yeah.
what kind of creep? I need to know what kind of creep we're talking about. And they told me, and they asked if I wanted to see the video. And I said, absolutely not.
Yeah,
Wow,
you
okay.
don't want to see it.
I'm sure I don't.
It's one that you.
It's funny.
I don't think so.
It's
I
not
think-
super graphic or anything, but it's also disturbing knowing like who he is and how he's like kids look up to him, and it's not fun.
No, I think that I'll just, live in our little Blippy bubble happily until my son gets old enough to where we're not watching it. Then maybe I'll watch it. We'll see.
Yeah.
You should run Kayce. Dave's son is now in the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles vein.
Oh,
I've got 2 boys. I've got a 4-year-old and a 14-month-old.
Mm-hmm.
And I have forced Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I've guided. I shouldn't say forced. I've guided him toward it because, like me, I'm a child of the '80s. I'm not the oldest one here. Dylan is, but he looks great. That being said, like I'm like, you know what? Maybe you might like this Ninja Turtles thing, and it took hold to the point to where like he's getting my old action figures that my parents have had in their attic for 3 decades.
Oh, I love that. At what age did that start? Like, when did you start? We won't say force, but I know what you mean. At what did you guide him into it?
2 weeks ago, really.
Okay.
This is very, very recent. I was getting a little worried because we did Bluey, and there's some things that he was into that I was like, man, these are just, we can't have these on all day. It's just it's gonna make me pull my limited hair out. So I was just, you know what, Ghostbusters is still a ways away. Let's do Ninja Turtles. Let's just see, because he has classmates who are into it, and it's stuck. Because I mean, the whole premise is sick. They're Ninja Turtles. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's fair.
It's sick.
I love that. I would do anything to get Blippi off my screen. The problem is that, like, if I want to keep him happy, it's Blippi. And I'd prefer him to be happy and quiet. So for now, it's Blippi. And I've tried Batman. I've tried all the things that I liked, but I keep being told that it's really when they hit 3 that you can start really pushing them a different way. So I've got like 8 months, 9 months.
Okay.
We'll see. I'll survive, I think.
Is he ready, Kayce, for knee hockey yet? Because that's famously my
That's
untold
Brett's gift.
That's my
to little
gift.
boys. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. We've never tried. He did. So we have friends in our building that are French Canadian, and so obviously they love hockey. And they have a 4-year-old who got a little toddler hockey set or whatever. And my son does enjoy playing with that. So maybe you could work with that, Brett.
Third birthday.
He's ready.
Third birthday. Pencil me in for a knee hockey set.
You won't remember that.
Yes, I will. It's literally the gift I get everybody's children, probably a year or two early.
He got one for Parks. It's true.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. I believe Dylan. I'll believe Brett when it comes around.
I would get one for your son, Dave, but I had COVID last time. I was invited to his birthday party. So
famously, he can't, send a gift.
It's true. It can only be given via hand.
I have a segment planned later about my son because he's 10 years old and he has started wearing deodorant for the first time, which is like, I didn't know, I was not ready for that. So enjoy the Blippi knee hockey Ninja Turtles phases, because before you know it, they're going to be getting body odor. And
No, I can't.
I know.
I can't.
It's crazy.
Like I said earlier, like I want him to stay young. Like obviously I prefer some things, that he can do by himself. But the idea of like my son having to wear deodorant makes me want to die, to be honest.
Is he 4th grade?
4th grade, yeah.
Okay, so true story. I remember the time deodorant was like something that was brought up. But my 4th grade teacher, shout out Miss Buck, basically we came in from recess and she was like, hey, we need to have a talk. She's like, y'all are at the age now, the boys, that you probably need to start wearing deodorant. Our teacher told us to start wearing deodorant.
Damn. So yeah, his mom texted me about it. She's like, I think Park stinks in like a BO way. I was like, are you sure he's not just like outside playing and sweaty, kid stuff? She's like, it smells a little different. And so I Googled it. Like when is it like normal for kids to start getting BO? And it is like, it said like 8 to 13 or something like that. Damn. Which surprised the hell out of me. I was not ready for it at all. I thought it was like a puberty thing.
I did too.
And he's not there.
What if he's got a growth spurt coming?
He's hoping for it big time.
He's squishing the bug though.
Yeah, he's playing some baseball. He's looking good out there. Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, no, this whole boy mom life is just not, I mean, every day I'm like, oh my God, they're just different humans than girls, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Kayce, did you know that, so we have a sports pod in the Wash Media Network called Too Much Dip, and Dylan and I are, and a guy named KJ, also from Arlington, played or hosts the show. And Dylan has taken to introducing a segment each week, and it's his college baseball sports minute.
So we originally wanted you to be on that show on Monday. I know you had a traveling conflict or whatever.
Well, it's also a little bit of Brett's fault, but I won't throw him under the bus too much.
We'll blame
forgot.
Brett.
That's all right.
Yeah.
Well, but the segment though it's less like an overview of what's going on in college baseball and more of like a, hey, how bad are the Aggies?
Okay, so it started out
on.
because they got off to a rough start, as you know, preseason #1.
What?
And I was like,
I knew I was getting sandbagged. Brett,
no,
you son of
it's
a-
not. Okay.
It's not a sandbag.
I was gonna say, I was a little like uneasy about bringing you on to talk about how badly the Aggies were doing. Then they started playing really, really well. And we have, of course, the series this weekend with Texas in Austin. I was kind of wanted to get your thoughts on it. But now it looks like A&M has found something. They're hitting the ball really well, and they're winning a lot of games in the SEC. Do you watch much baseball?
I don't. So I'm very famously with a lot of A&M sports, not basketball and football, but I'm obviously I went to A&M, graduated from A&M, so I'm an Aggie across the board. I really start to pay attention closer to the end of the season. So I would be completely lying to you if I said that I've been watching every baseball game since the beginning of the season. But I do know, like, we ruled Sam Houston this week. I know that. I know that we've been playing a lot better. But I also know that it was a disastrous start to the season, and I very bluntly put out a video about Coach Schloss last season that I just cannot stand that man.
Understandable.
The way that he left A&M, I thought it was really cowardly. So when A&M started losing a lot, it really hurt because I was like, well, I was really hoping I'd be able to shove that back in his face. Now, postseason's coming around. We'll see. But it's not been pretty, folks. It's not been pretty. But that's my life as an Aggie fan. Yeah,
a lot of storylines this weekend, and mainly because of the Schloss-Nagel deal. But yeah, like I said, it started out just me clowning on A&M because, I mean, I'm a Texas fan. I didn't go there for the record, but I grew up in Austin, big Texas fan. I was just clowning on A&M. I thought it was really funny, and then Texas replaced them as the number one team in the country with their old coach playing really well. But yeah, this series should be a lot of fun, and I'm less confident in Texas taking the series than I was a couple weeks ago because, like I said, A&M is actually playing really well right now. Anyway, should be fun.
Yeah, no, it should be fun. And it obviously, anytime you have the coach situation and the way that he just lied to everybody at the College World Series last year and ended up at Texas, it was just crazy. But Dylan, you know this better than I do. You know it. You're a Texas fan. Anytime A&M really gets up for something, when they're supposed to, they don't. When they're counted out early, usually it's when A&M can beat Texas in certain instances. You look at even the SEC basketball tournament this year. A&M had no business losing to Texas in that game, but they did. So the only hope that they've been hitting better, they've been playing better, but because it was such a disastrous fall, that should scare Texas fans. Because as an Aggie, I know that's how this works. When A&M is supposed to win, they don't. When they're counted out, they do. So that's my blessing for A&M this weekend.
Yeah, I want to say this is a series that they're absolutely going to get up for, and they probably are. But that can be said for A&M versus Texas across pretty much all sports. And like you said, basketball didn't go so well. Football. Look, I'm happy that we're in the same conference again together, and we have these, annual games. It's going to be a lot of fun moving forward.
I agree. I do. I forgot the emotion that was attached to it because I hadn't been to an A&M Texas football game obviously since college. They haven't played since 2011. And when the game started this year, I was in New York and I just called my dad, just literally sobbing, crying. I was a child. I was like, I forgot how much these games mean because it's been so long and most of my adult life we've not played them. So I'm glad too. I just need us to win because I can't go backwards. I cannot deal with what I dealt with in the early 2000s again. My body can't handle it. I'm too old for that.
Okay.
Is it safe to say, from a totally unbiased Ole Miss fan, that
how do you feel about that, by the way?
Gross. He knows how I feel.
Come on now. I think the Texas A&M Texas rivalry is, I don't want to say cool, just more impactful than the Texas Oklahoma rivalry. Is that too much of a hot take?
So I saw a take the other day that said Texas OU is a bigger football game to Texas and OU fans, but as an overall across all sports rivalry, and also just the interstate, family to family, Texas A&M is the bigger rival.
Sure,
but football only is a bigger Texas OU thing.
Okay,
which I think I agree with the take.
Okay.
I wouldn't have agreed with that before I moved to the East Coast, but now that I live on the East Coast, obviously I'm going to say A&M's bigger no matter what, but I would agree because a lot of my friends, especially guys working at Barstool, have covered college football forever or bet on college football forever. The Red River shootout has always been more important than A&M Texas to them. Now, obviously A&M Texas was a big game and they would gamble on it and they'd watch it. But as far as national relevancy, I would say that, but I do think that A&M and Texas is a more heated rivalry and a more important one because it's in-state. I think anytime you have an in-state rivalry, no matter what, down to recruiting, down to what towns have better food, anything is going to be in-state.
More heated is a good way to put it, I would say. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so,
and I mean,
too.
and obviously, Brett, you living in Austin now, like you're living in a place where Texas fans, no matter if they're playing A&M or OU or not, they hate both. Like we all do. Like when I was at the College World Series a few years ago, and A&M and UT and OU were all there, it was like, who do we hate more? Like no one knew how to hate each other less or more. It's just the way it is.
And then just everybody hates LSU.
Yeah, I hate LSU far less than I hate Texas and
That's
Oklahoma.
fair. That's fair.
I don't hate anybody in the SEC now. Obviously, Texas and OU being there, but I didn't hate, before Texas and OU made. I didn't hate anybody in the SEC like I hate those two because that's what I grew up with.
Totally. That's fair.
Brett's a donator to the Grove Collective.
$21 a month, Kayce.
Oh God,
Their NIL coffers are loaded.
yeah, you're just buying Lane a pass to yoga, huh?
Buying Lane's yoga passes. I have a bottle of bourbon that I bought sitting on my desk.
It's true.
Well, good for you, Brett.
Founding
Good for you.
member of the Grove Club.
I do love Oxford. I will say, like, I really enjoy going to Oxford. It's a fun time. But Brett being an Ole Miss fan, it makes me just want to slap him in the face.
Can confirm. Ever since I started, Kayce is like, what are you talking about?
He went so all in on him. Like he's on the message boards and he's obviously donating. It's so funny.
All in.
Oh,
Upstate New York, Brett.
Because we didn't have anything. We had like
That's
BC
fair.
and Syracuse.
That's fair. But when I tell you shit about Ole Miss, you're supposed to be on my side, not their side.
I toe the line. No, I don't.
That's not what I said. You're supposed to be on my side, not their side.
Yeah. Go Reps.
Brett worked at Barstool famously. Did he have any like nicknames around the office? Like I know OMB, office manager Brett. That's a goated one. But like, was there any that like we don't know about?
No, office manager Brett was. I mean, that's the only one I really remember. My first introduction in person to anything Barstool was through Brett. It was a Super Bowl party in Houston, and I was with one of his friends, and the Barstool party was happening. And at that time, we had just, I mean, I say we now, but they had just moved to New York, and it was a big deal. And Brett had to like usher me and my girlfriends in the side. I think Lauren Clary was with us actually. Brett, wasn't she?
Shouts to
Was it
Lauren.
Friend of the show.
That's,
love Lauren.
yeah, friend of the show now.
Yeah, I think Lauren was with me. And so then I met Brett. And then the first time I ever went to headquarters in New York, Brett was obviously the first one as the elevators opened in our old office. His desk was like right in front of your face. And it like spooked me a little bit because there he was all sitting proper and, whatever. And I was like, all right, I guess this is going to be my friend now. He caught a lot of shit, obviously.
I was going to say, famously, that's just how Kayce and I became friends. She was startled by my presence. But I faced away from the elevator, so I was always afraid, like, if a disgruntled Barstool hater came into the building and was looking for, violence, it was just
You're getting popped first.
I was getting popped
got the
first.
smoke first.
I was getting the smoke
But
first.
I mean, when I say that it was like startling, it was because the desk was probably within like 6 feet of the elevator opening. And like, it's not like it opens up and there's like a lobby like there is at the offices now. Like it's just open up into chaos and there's Brett Merriman's face right there. But no, I mean, office manager Brett, I would say. I don't think you had any other nicknames, did you?
What about floppy haired fuck?
Yeah, there was floppy haired fuck.
Oh, yeah, but that was more just
That was a one-off. Yeah.
that was an insult. Yeah, that was just one of the one-off insults. But I mean, all the memories of Brett are all him like, doing things like almost killing people with paintball guns and messing up ribbon cuttings and things like that.
The news is going to be there.
Famously, I
Mayor.
Yeah, I still need to railroad Youngstown Bob on that one. He told me the news was going to be there. I relayed. I was probably a little over my skis. That's that story.
A little. He's also like a known couch ruiner. I don't know if you guys know this.
Oh, tell us.
Not like a JD
this
Vance
man
way.
went on a warpath before he moved to Texas, literally destroying any couches he could with red wine. Like, and I'm not even exaggerating. It was like he was going from apartment to apartment, and it was like, well, we know Brett's been here because there's red wine stains all over them.
Yeah,
and it's like
it was CJ Spiller all over again.
What's going on?
I spilled red wine a little bit.
I thought that story was
it's
going to.
it's not a little bit. I don't want him to get off on this, guys. Like, it's not a little. It wasn't like, oh, here's a drop. Like, you laugh and it sloshes out. Like, this would be like someone was brutally murdered on the couch, and Brett would just be sitting. It'd be all over him too, all over his pants, all over his clothes, and it was like enough times where it became a thing. Where it was like, if Brett's coming over, he's not allowed to sit on the couch.
Well, because Kayce and they always had super white couches, and so there was just no.
Because we're adults, Brett.
Yeah, so I've bought you 2 new couch covers, and I think I've brought your friend Kayce 1 couch cover. Does that math check out?
I think it might be 4 total, but sure.
Okay.
The point is don't let Brett sit on your nice couch.
With red wine.
Good to know.
I thought that story was going to go. He would just get drunk and crash on people's couches and didn't have accidents.
Make
in his
pee-pee.
sleep.
That PP
Yeah.
situation, yeah.
I think he might have
That
done
also
that.
probably happened.
That probably happened.
We've all been there. Starting your own business can be a little intimidating, Dylan. You remember when we were getting going?
I do, buddy. Yeah.
Pretty scary times.
Without the help of the very easy to use Shopify, I'm not sure where we would be.
Where would we be without Shopify? Who knows? But Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including our own, around the world, and 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands that are just getting started. Get started with your own design studio with hundreds of ready-to-use templates. Shopify helps you build a beautiful online store to match your brand's style. Accelerate your content creation. Shopify is packed with helpful AI tools that write product descriptions, page headlines, and even enhance your product photography. That's something like, look, Dylan and I, that's not our thing. It's never been our thing. But Shopify helps you out there. Get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you. Easily create email and social media campaigns wherever your customers are scrolling and strolling. And best yet, Shopify is your commerce expert with world-class expertise in everything from managing inventory to international shipping to processing returns and beyond. If you're ready to sell, you're ready for Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/circling. Again, go to shopify.com/circling, shopify.com/circling.
What, hey, Dave? You wanted to tell your Chimmies at Northgate story, right?
Ooh. Which time? Oh, that one? That one. Yeah, no, they're Chimmy's at Northgate and I have a long storied relationship. But I think the real story is the time that we found out that Johnny Manziel was about 1.5 feet taller than Dylan at Northgate. I think that's
Which
where
is
we're
not
really
true
going.
at all. I went to, so I had it was for a charity auction, and this is back in my like TFM days. So Manziel, like I was on his radar because I worked at TFM, and
Roger Dorn.
he was in college, that whole thing. So I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, I got this football. I want to have you sign it for a charity auction." He's like, "Yeah, come on down." So I drove down to College Station, and I had his number, and I was like, "Hey, man, I'm here, like ready to meet up." And it took him, I think, 2 hours to get back to me. I was just hanging out in College Station with Big T-shirt Matt actually was with me.
Shout out.
And then finally he's like, "Oh yeah, okay." And then he met up, and it seemed like he had been out the night before.
No way.
Yeah.
Walker.
And as hey, let's get a quick pic or whatever. So Matt takes a picture of us. For whatever reason, we're standing near a curb, and he's standing on the curb, and I'm not. So he's legit like 6 inches taller than I am in the picture, and it totally wronged me. That's why I didn't really share that picture too much around. It looked like I'm a tiny fella, but he was nice enough to do that, and I appreciated it.
I mean, you're taller than, like, how tall are you?
6'1".
Yeah, I would say you're taller than him.
Yeah.
But because you guys are close enough, it was really like, it was hard for you. Because it's not like you're like 6'6" and he was
Right.
standing up.
Right.
Okay.
It didn't do me any favors, the picture.
Kayce, you ever make it out around Austin way down here?
So my sister lives there, so I come down every once in a while. In college, I was always on Dirty 6, which is disgusting.
We
now
don't do that
looking back.
anymore.
Yeah, of course we don't. No, that's been a long time ago. I think the last time I went out in Austin was actually in COVID, in the summer when you guys had started to open up and New York was still shut. I came and stayed, but I don't get back to Texas very often, which it's not great.
Well, when you come back down, you'll see that we're kind of doing things a little differently down here. Nobody really goes to 6th at all. It's there's a new spot, the Twisted Cork. It's this spot.
God.
It's this spot that everybody's been going to.
Really?
It's it's a little unique in that it's at the mall and it's a kiosk, but it's a kiosk that's also a bar at the mall.
What is
And
going on right now?
So next time you're in Austin,
we're inviting you.
we're going to go to the Twisted Cork.
Is it a wine? Is it a wine type of spot?
It's twisted.
They might have wine. Yeah, you can't call yourself the Twisted Cork without having some wine. Surely they have wine there. But yeah, we're going to go knock out a couple hours at the mall and just kind of get lit.
This feels like it's made up, but like, listen, if you're promising me wine and get lit up, I'm down.
We are promising.
It feels made up, but
it's
I promise
absolutely
you.
not.
No, I know Rainy Street was a thing when I was there. But is that gone now or something?
It's still there.
In
but
spirit, it's gone, but it's there.
Yeah, it's now it's like condos or like have bought up all the bars. Yeah, it's kind of a shame.
Potential serial killer too.
And
I did know about that.
The Rainy
Shout out
Street Ripper.
Larry again. I actually told Brett. Do you guys know anything about the Karen Reed case that's happening in Boston right now?
No.
Loosely.
Folks, you got to, I'm not going to like go on a rampage here, but the second trial just started yesterday. And I told Brett, I was like, if you see me looking over at the TV, it's because I'm paying attention to the Karen Reed trial. Like, I don't usually get into true crime, but when I do, I'm all in. So I do know about the Rainy Street stuff just because Lauren told me to listen, but Karen Reed is on over here. So I just need to let you guys know I'm pausing my creepiness on this court case to hang out with you guys. It's a big deal.
Damn.
Dave's a lawyer. You should get into that, Dave.
True crime, I'm still watching OJ docs. Like I haven't seen like 6 of them. There was a new one. It's actually pretty good.
The new one was very good.
Yeah.
The new one was like I felt like a lot of people who have like really studied that case didn't even realize some of the details till this one came out.
Absolutely. There was a ton of stuff, and they kind of dumb it down. They're like, but they'll put like a little note up like this was never introduced at trial.
Yeah.
And you're like, whoa, what? I thought I knew everything
Seems
about
like
this
it should
case.
have been.
Should have been.
Yeah.
Probably should have been. I was irrationally angry watching that first episode of this one because I was just like, how did this man not get caught with all this evidence? So yeah, no, I get into that kind of stuff too. The Rainy Street one was just really sad to me. So I'm not as deep into it, but I do know the details of it.
There's another one recently. A couple weeks ago, I think. Another body turned up.
Another one?
Yeah.
But they gotta like, there was no foul play, but they gotta start saying that as they announce that there's another body in the lake. They're gonna be like, listen, another body found, and it's probably something unrelated to a murder.
It's to the point now
Like, that.
when they announce it, it doesn't matter if they're like, "This look, here's what happened. It's clear overdose or clear something, heart attack," and people are like,
Yeah, but why do they keep ending up in the lake? It doesn't make sense. Like,
wasn't he like a kayaker or something? He just had a heart attack, and they're like, "Oh, Rainy Street Ripper."
but there are too many of them.
The Dylans of the world, they're just like, well, actually, there's an angle where this could have been the
like
Ripper.
people do drink too much or like OD and they do die, but why are they always going into the lake? It's like, how did they get there? I don't know.
I just also feel like I would avoid the area completely.
Yeah.
Like,
We kind of do. We haven't been on Rainy.
We
in
don't
years.
go over there at all anymore.
The bars got it's something. They just lost the spirit of Rainy. Now it's all like West 6th and I don't know wherever.
Twisted Cork.
Twisted Cork.
Twisted Cork, which is conveniently located near the Vans store, so you
Right.
can have a couple go check out some new shoes, and also right there by the food court, so you can go do some sample hunting. You can go buy Panda. Hey, Park! It's a lot like the Parks Mall. I know you know the Parks Mall. I'm a Parks Mall kid.
Parks Mall. That was another thing that when you guys had your meetup in New York and I went, that Brett reminded you and I think maybe 50 times that we're both from Arlington.
Yeah.
I have a tendency.
Arlington.
Yeah, that's like the geography guy in me. I just wanted to make sure you guys were on the same page.
He loves bringing people together.
There's a good chance that we crossed paths at the Parks Mall, and like you and your friends, like my friends and I were like over in the corner, like just like laughing at people, and like there's a group of like very good looking girls walking by, and we're just like making fart noises, like talking to each other.
Probably in that area over by like the ice skating rink. Like I feel like that's where we would all kind
Making
of like
fart
walk in
noises.
and out and like check out, what groups were there. Here's the real question about the Twisted Cork, and this is where it's a deal breaker if not. How close is it to El Arroyo? Because I love El Arroyo, and if it's not close, then we're not going.
You love El Arroyo?
Oh,
I've never heard anyone say that.
I love El Arroyo.
I knew this about you, and I wasn't going to bring it up because I knew it was gonna make waves.
El
What?
Arroyo,
You guys don't like El Arroyo?
I mean, it had its
To be
day.
fair-
Like,
okay, hold on. To be fair, I worked at the one in Arlington all of high school, and I don't actually know if they're actual like owned by the same people. I think I've eaten at the El Arroyo in Austin one time, but the
Okay.
El Arroyo in Arlington, at least, I mean, again, remember, I'm old now, guys. Like this is like 20 years ago. It absolutely was delicious.
I feel like El Arroyo is a place where like out of towners who are in town, like want to get Mexican food. They're like, oh, this place is convenient. It's close to downtown. So they just kind of end up there.
plus the sign.
But yeah, plus the sign will draw you in. But it's definitely not a place that Austinites circle. It's like people don't really
he's
go there.
kind of an elitist.
Yeah,
Austin.
no, I'm not.
Casey.
No,
I'm
Casey,
sorry.
Also,
I apologize on behalf of
No,
Listen, it's fair. I would say the same thing. I love Tex-Mex, but I do feel like if you just need like a quick Tex-Mex, El Arroyo gets the job done.
Okay.
It does.
Okay.
You're not wrong there.
Okay.
I
Hey,
just
we'll
think
go to
take
Twisted Cork and then El Arroyo.
Well, you know what? No, you know what? No, I don't want to go to El Arroyo with you. You'll ruin my experience. I don't know. I want to sit and eat unlimited chips and queso and skinny margaritas without the downer that Dylan appears to be about El Arroyo.
We'll take
judge
you. We'll take you to Matto Ranchos. You'll have a good time there.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, anything. That's the one thing. Like, obviously, food in New York is unbelievable.
Yeah.
The fact that they don't have good. There was one good Tex-Mex place when I first moved here. Brett, you probably went with Kayce and I. It was called Avenida, and it was in East Village.
Oh
and there
my
was
God.
Three owners. Two were from UT, and one was from A&M. When you went to the bathroom, like they had like pictures of the Dixie Chicken and pictures of Austin, and so it was like real legit Tex-Mex. And then one day it just disappeared. And it was the only place in New York that you could get real Tex-Mex, and it's just gone now, and it's the saddest thing ever.
That is so sad because they did like the queso flight, right? They had like a brisket queso. They had a white. It was unbelievably
queso
good.
They had a four queso flight, so you could either get the big one, like just like any like real Tex-Mex place. You could do the tortillas with just the queso. They had actual ground beef. Another thing up here, they don't do ground beef tacos. Just don't exist up here. And I miss it so much. So wherever you guys want to take me for Tex-Mex, that's fine. But you're not allowed to slander El Arroyo.
All right.
Not
You got it.
Deal.
No more.
What's in the mailbag?
Yeah, so I prompted our listeners. I said, like, we're gonna have Kayce on, and I said send us some questions, and it was there. Half of them are about Brett.
Oh,
They just want to know what Brett was like at Barstool, and we kind of covered that already. But I do have one here for you, or maybe two. Which Barstool employee would fit in best at Washed Media? I don't know how well you know us or like about us, but what is your instinct telling you? Which one would fit in with us?
I'm trying to think of who would be the least mean to Brett, but mean enough to be funny, you know?
Okay, that's a good yeah.
Honestly, I mean, the easy answer, and I do think that the true answer is probably Dan, Big Cat. Like, I think that he's one of those guys where, obviously sports is like the first and foremost, but like he can just kick back and talk with anybody. I'm trying to think of like an off the radar guy. Brett, do you and Brandon Walker get along?
I met Brandon Walker like twice in my entire, because our overlap was so limited, and he was also still not at the New York office when he started.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And I had been I moved myself up to the sales floor. So like I remember Dave was just like, well, Brett's dead, because I went up.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
And I started working with the marketing team, and so I missed like the Brandon Walker intro. I've never met like Mitzi before, except at an Ole Miss game. So
did you meet Chugs while you were there?
Chugs and I didn't cross paths either.
Chugs was the name I was thinking would be like tossed out.
Chugs would fit in really well here.
Yeah.
I think.
Chugs,
I think I listened to the episode where you guys played like, is this a real Barstool?
Oh
person?
yeah.
That was very funny. I think Lauren sent it to me, and I was like, this is great.
I thought I had a good feel for all the personalities over there, and I was totally lost during that segment. There's a lot of
just off the radar guys, I would say, but you're right. Dan would be number one.
Let's hire him.
We love Dan. Yeah, let's make him an
He's got to be a cheap ticket. There's no way he costs that
Give him
much.
a little eck.
Yeah, give him a little. Egg.
Honestly though, I do think Brandon would be great, because like, and Brandon having kids and stuff too. Like I know that you guys are, you'll mix it up about your kids. Brandon also is just one of those guys, like he'll talk shit when he needs to, but like he's a good hang. He's a good hang, and he would give Brett a hard time, but he would love it.
He's a fun Twitter follow too. I like his stuff on Twitter.
He's a crazy person. I am biased though. I mean, I've been doing a podcast with him since he joined, and obviously I'm with him a lot. But I always say, like, he helped me, really all of them, but mostly Brandon helped me get ready for like a toddler life, because babysitting him is harder than babysitting taking care of a 2-year-old. Like, he's a grown ass toddler, but in the best way.
I do have to shout Brandon Walker out for his hair journey.
You've never seen a bigger glow up than that hair journey.
He's come a long way, and I just want to say, Brandon Walker, if you end up listening to this, I'm proud of you. We do have when Brandon started, it was like, is that Brett's older brother? When the hair started coming in, and we both had similar like floppy haired fuck situations going on. I got a lot of like side by side. So commending Brandon Walker on his hair journey.
Well, he and I mean, you guys know this. Like, he was the guy that has a full head of hair, but like would still buzz cut it. And like I know men think that's like the most annoying thing in the world. Like if you have a full head of hair in your 30s and 40s, why are you doing that? But the hair became like his whole personality because he like had a New York City glow up. You know, he was living in like bumfuck Mississippi. I don't know if I can swear on this show. I probably should.
You
have asked.
absolutely can. Yeah.
Okay, that's what I figured. I figured, but just to make sure. And then he moved to New York and he thought he was like, you know, super hot and got the haircut, and now it's like his whole thing. So, you know, good for Brandon. But he would fit in with you guys really well.
For like the first year of Brett's washed media tenure, he would fly back to New York City just to get a haircut.
It's true.
Oh, that's right.
Fleischman.
For like
Fleischman.
$300.
Shouts to Fleischman. Yeah, it was, well, I had the grandfathered in, right?
Oh, okay.
But Fleischman, it wasn't like I was specifically going back to New York for that. I would be in New York for something and just would happen to schedule a haircut.
Brett, I can't make fun of you. You know that until I had my son, I was going back to Boston to get my hair done.
Yeah, Casey would train back to Boston.
Y'all are insane.
Wow.
Do you still do that?
No, I don't, because once I had my son and then my hairstylist there ended up having a baby as well, we were like, you know what? Because she would start to come to New York too. It was a whole thing. But it was like I would jump on the train. I would literally get on the Amtrak, which is 3.5 hours on the Acela, day in and day out, just go get my hair done there. And I live in New York City, so I get it, Brett. I won't disparage you for that.
Thank you very much.
Hey, I'm doing Boston this summer in July. Which part of town should I stay in?
Depends on what you want to do. Now, I will say though, the best thing about Boston, which I think is the best city in the country, is that everything is very close. Like it's a big city feel, but it's like a small town. Like you can get from Southie to Back Bay to North End, all of it very, very quickly. But are you going to go to Fenway?
I'm not going to have a chance to go to Fenway while I'm there.
Oh,
You should at least like walk by it.
No, actually, I might. My dad and Parks and I, we might go to Fenway like early fall,
Oh,
like
the best
September-ish.
time.
that would be the best possible thing to do.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I mean, really, I mean, Brett knows Boston too. It's like there's really not a bad place to stay. It just depends on what you're trying to do and like, you know, the vibe you're looking for. But I mean, I'm obsessed with Boston.
Okay.
I love it.
All right.
We should do a Boston meetup.
Absolutely.
It's a city that I've wanted to visit and I've never been. I'm excited to check it out.
It's the best. It really is. I mean, it's also like, you know, you can get so many different, like you can get like the, you know, from the seaport, you get like the upscale type of versions, like old school Boston, and you can do it like all in the same day, which like in New York, you really can't do that.
Yeah.
You know, you have to like pick a place and stay around that area.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
What's next
else?
What's next for Kayce Smith in 2025?
I mean, you guys know having toddlers, that's just like, it's survive and advance every day. Like
right.
I can't even think about what is for dinner tonight, let alone. But no, I mean, the cool thing about Barstool being as big as we are now, it's like you know, when Brett, you remember like in the old days, it was like everybody to be in the office all day, every day, content, which was great. Like if you were a Barstool fan, now, you know, we all have our own little entities and we all, you know, travel. Dave lives in Miami most of the time. So what's really cool for me is like during the off season, like I get to chill a lot more. So until August, like, you know, I'll fly to Chicago when I need to. But I get to like be a mom, which is great, and get to like spend more time. And I still do the podcast every week, Unnecessary Roughness. And then once August comes around, it's like, you know, 0 to 500 and overnight. And I'm traveling to Chicago every single week for 2 days. Then we travel on the weekends for the college football show, you know, doing 3 podcasts a week, doing the NFL show, which this year is with John Gruden, which is going to be awesome. Yeah, it's going to be great. So it's like right now it's like my slow time. And sometimes I forget like, okay, cherish this, because once August comes around, I blink and it's the Super Bowl. So
you throttle up so much in the fall. We had a year where I was not on the show, but I was like the sort of handler for the part of it. And those weeks I can't imagine working on top of that, doing what you do, combined with the travel, combined with the NFL show. Like it's insane the ramp up that you go on, and you're just like, all right, let's go kill it on top of having a child.
Yeah, it is really like, I almost forget how crazy it is to have to do all of that with a 2-year-old, or obviously last year he was only 1. But the cool thing is like, as he gets a little bit older, like I'll hope that he'll get to come to some of that stuff. Like right now he's not at the age where he would appreciate like going on the road to those things. But yeah, I mean, it is quite the overnight. All of a sudden I'm just like busy as shit for, 6 months. But I'm excited to have John Gruden on the show. That'll be a lot of fun. He's a trip. We were playing mini golf like 2 weeks ago. We did our big mini golf tournament for the Masters week. And I just like look over and it's like John Gruden is playing mini golf with us. Like he's like getting like hyped up to like beat our other idiot employees in mini golf. Like this is crazy to me, but it's cool.
He seems like from an outsider's perspective, who kind of still has a little bit of an insider perspective, he seems like he's picked up the Barstool, like whatever that like ethos is, better than most celebrity hires kind of thing.
I will say, and you guys know this too, like, you know, the difference between being around people who are in the industry and like do podcasting and media and all that, and they do it, and then there's somebody else, and that can work. He is like who he is at all times, and he really buys in. I mean, he's won a Super Bowl, and this guy's, you know, playing against like Big T in mini golf. You know, he's like, yeah, like that to me is just so wild to like really understand even when I see it. But he's just such a coach. Like this man needs to be back in coaching. And I obviously don't want to lose him as a coworker because I think it's incredible. But like he only gives a shit about football and coaching football. And like that to me is something that you just, you know, you can't recreate anywhere else. But I don't know. I guess we'll see. Like the fact that I've done this show now with him, and then I did it with Dion when we first started. It's like, what is going on? Like what world am I living in right now?
That.
Who was the first edition? Was it you, Dave, and Big Cat?
And Dion. And it was, and we started it in 2020, and we used to fly every single Friday from Teterboro, from the private airport in Jersey.
Not a big deal.
To Tyler, Texas, drive to his ranch, do the show, and then fly all the way back to New York in the same day because of COVID. Like we couldn't have him come up to New York. And then once it kind of lifted, he would come to New York every week. But he did it for 2 years. And then the last 2 years have been Will Compton, Bussin' with the Boys, and obviously he's gone now, and then John Gruden this upcoming year. So
where was Dion's ranch?
It's outside of Tyler.
Oh, East Texas.
Yeah.
Damn.
Come on.
I did not know.
Out around East Texas.
Is it sick?
I'm gonna. Oh, it's called like Prime Country or Country Prime. Like
It sounds like a mortgage company.
We would literally set up like full blown like our traveling stage like we do for the college football show every single week, and we would spend 6 or 7 hours in the air and like an hour and a half on the ground. I gotta look. You guys will know the city. It's like middle of nowhere.
Dave's a big East Texas geography guy.
Is it Canton?
It might be Canton. It might be Canton.
They do a thing like the first Sunday of the month, and you go out there and buy trinkets.
Really?
Yeah, all the moms and stuff like to go down there.
It says Prosper and Canton.
Okay.
So I don't know which one. I don't know which one it is, but
Interesting.
But it's like a 5,000 acre ranch. Like it's huge. And it's like we would set up by the lake. Sometimes we'd set up by like the middle of nowhere, so you could see like where all like the cows and stuff. It was very, very cool, but it was in 2020, so like it didn't really like feel as real as it would now. Then it was like, what world are we living in?
First thing that comes up when you search is a Houston Chronicle article. It says Deion Sanders shows off Texas ranch, reveals hog problem.
You have that same problem, don't you?
Oh man, we're working through it. They're running rampant across this country. We got to do something about
That's
it.
right.
You know what? Earlier we were talking about schools that I hate as much as Texas or OU. Arkansas is close up there. You said hogs, and you're right. I hate Arkansas.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let me say it. I don't hate Arkansas. I hate Arkansas fans for the most part.
Ooh, damn.
For the most part. They're mean people.
Is there an Arkansas contingent at the Barstool office?
No, there's not.
That feels like there should be like a ridiculous Arkansas guy.
Yeah.
We got one.
No, they would be murdered. I could not. Like
we got one in the studio.
Mincy doesn't get under my skin because like, I'm not a Mississippi State guy, and like Mincy, he's harmless to me. But I can understand why he gets under Brandon's skin as a Mississippi State guy.
Sure.
If I had a really obnoxious Texas or Arkansas fan, I feel like there would be a murder-suicide. I can't do it.
Yeah, you guys no Texas fans either. That's right.
No, we had one for a little bit, Liz, but she wasn't really like into the shit talking as much.
Yeah.
No, but in all honesty, like I don't need a Texas fan. Like the guys give me enough issues because of A&M, and they think A&M is weird and a cult and all that. Like I don't need anybody else to pile on me. I have enough to deal with.
All right.
Yeah, it's with Arkansas though. I mean, like you're going to start seeing a lot more of them. They put out a couple guys recently, of course, like basketball. Anthony Black, who played ball at Duncanville High School.
Yeah.
But the guy that I'm looking for, maybe day 2 or day 3, If you're looking for like a guy out of the backfield who can, run the ball, obviously block and catch the ball, kind of a Debo 2.0,
Sure.
is Jaquindon Jackson.
Right,
Randy.
right.
Also out of Duncanville High School. So
Right.
just some good names to remember.
Dave went to Duncanville High School. If you haven't caught on to that, yeah.
I think that I have, yes.
Okay.
I believe Brett might have told me a couple times.
Probably two or three times.
Yeah.
In a
Well,
10-minute video.
So there was something with a Sonic that Brett kept talking about. That one
Oh,
Sonic.
Dave, you want to tell the Sonic story?
Oh yeah, no place hops like Sonic is something I've always said. No, like back in the day, we used to play street hockey. I think this is what Brett's referring to. We used to play street hockey, skate over to Sonic and get the brown bag special. You could get you a cherry limeade Hoss. You could get one and get you a burger and some fries. And all the young ladies would wear roller skates, not roller blades, skates, quads, old school.
Did you ever play the Sonic ladies in a competitive roller hockey match?
No, no, they were too busy working.
They were making a living, Brett. I will say though, so I was never a cherry limeade fan. I love just the plain limeade and the foot-long conies.
Dylan.
The chili conies.
Oh yeah,
Come on, Chili
You
Dog.
like the ocean waters? Remember those?
Ocean waters were
Oh,
good.
I do remember those.
Yeah.
There was
We used to put vodka in those in
That's
college.
right. Oh yeah.
Exactly.
Goes
And,
great with
yeah,
vodka.
the young ladies were big fans of putting a little booze in them.
Oh yeah.
Was that
The ice,
sanctioned?
you can't get better ice than Sonic Ice.
That's
Best
right.
ice in town.
Man.
Before we let you go, tell us where we can find you, what shows you're on.
Okay, so my name is spelled weird. So if you don't know, it's Kayce. So it's Kayce Smith on Instagram. I think it's Kayce_Smith, Twitter, Kayce Smith. I'm not a TikTok person. I am so old and washed. No pun intended. I don't do TikTok, but my college football podcast is Unnecessary Roughness. You can get that wherever you listen to podcasts. It is year round. We do once a week right now, and then 3 in season, 3 a week. And then I do the Barstool College Football Show with Dave Portnoy, Big Cat, Brandon Walker, and Big F, and then the NFL show like we talked about. So really anything football related at Barstool, you can find me there. So that's what I'm doing. And then in the meantime, I'm at home, taming my 2-year-old monkey that I have.
There you go.
All right.
Fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for hopping on with us. Really
Thanks,
appreciate
guys.
it, Kayce. You've been great.
I will say, I think it's really impressive what you guys have done. Like, I know, obviously, like I've known Brett, personally for a long time, and Lauren's one of my best friends. The fact that you guys have like whole fan bases going on like to camp together and stuff, like that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like Lauren every year sends me all the photos and like tells me everything. I'm like, that's just so cool that you guys make fun of me for being part of a cult. I think you guys are a cult at this point.
Very fast.
We have some great listeners. Yeah, they've been supporting us for a while, and it's been a fun ride. So thank you. I appreciate that.
Of course. Anytime
Yeah.
you guys need me, I'd love to hop
Awesome.
on. Twisted Cork.
We'll see
Twisted
you there.
Cork. We'll see you. Twisted Cork, and then El Arroyo. We're
Sounds
going.
good to me.
All right. Thanks, Kayce.
Thanks, Kayce.
Thank you.
Guys.
I think Brett got off pretty easy in that interview. I wonder if he was sweating when I brought up office nicknames. I wouldn't do him like that.
No. He was totally fine.
He was good.
Yeah.
He was good. He and Kayce are good friends.
They are.
Best friends.
That's what he said. Best friends.
Like, man, I was jealous.
Yeah.
I was like, dude.
Yeah. It's a good best friend to have. She's a pro, man. That was excellent.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
A delight.
A delight. A real treat.
Yes, absolutely.
And dealt with your bullshit quite well, if I must say so myself.
I don't know if it was bullshit, but yeah, it was great.
I'll tell you what's not. BS, that is. My love for aura frames.
Ooh, baby.
We love aura frames. The number one thing your mom wants from you is to call her. Just give her a call. Hey, what's up? This Mother's Day, you could give her a call, of course, and give her an aura digital picture frame.
One of the sneaky best things about aura frames is that if it's a gift, and it is the perfect gift, by the way, especially for parents, grandparents, is there's a little QR code on the box. You scan it and you can preload pictures and videos on the aura frame. So when the recipient of the gift opens it up, they already have pictures to look at, especially the old folks. They don't have to, take the time to do it. You just do it for them. They absolutely love it.
My parents, my in-laws, they all live about 3 hours north of here, up around Dallas way. They live in Duncanville. Anyway, we got my parents an aura frame, and they love it. We just load pictures up all the time. We get pictures from our school, my kids' school. They send them every day, and we'll just load them up on the aura frame. They're fantastic. We were back home over the weekend for Easter, and we were looking at it and talking about it, and know how much it means to them to see pictures each day because they
That
want to see their grandkids every day.
That reminds me, I gotta load Parks's base hit onto my Aura frame.
Yeah.
And my dad's and my mom's.
You got to do it. Aura Frames was named the best digital photo frame by Wirecutter and featured in 495 gift guides last year. So the next time you need to call your mom, you can also send her a new pic of you from that trip you're telling her all about right from your phone. Aura has a great deal for Mother's Day. For a limited time, listeners can save on the perfect gift by visiting auraframes.com to get $35 off plus free shipping on their best-selling Carver matte frame. That's AURA frames.com, promo code CIRCLING. Support the show by mentioning us at checkout. Terms and conditions apply. And yeah, tell them Circling Back sent you.
Tell him Dave sent you.
Don't tell them I sent you. Yeah, tell them Dave sent you from Circling Back. Definitely Dylan did not send you. Randy certainly not.
I might have sent
You probably
them.
didn't. No.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear about this this gym situation, Davey boy.
Where do you want to go? You want to talk the new Golden Bachelor? Or you want to talk Davey Gym?
I want to go straight to the gym.
So I too work out from time to time. I hadn't been up there in a few days. It's been tough finding time to get in there. But so I mentioned this to you guys out there. The gym I attend, there's some backers. The way it's set up, though, there's like a bunch of squat racks. There's probably like 10 squat racks right in the middle. But if you go at like the wrong time, meaning like most of the time, there's a class going on. So there's like 4 squat racks in the back right that are pretty competitive because you can do a lot on there and a lot of people want to do their work there. So I got one yesterday and everything else was full. It was a crowded time. It was like 4:15, 4:30, whatever. And a young lady came up and asked me like how many more sets I had. And I was like, 3. I've got 3. She caught me like right in the middle of my work.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to speed it up for anybody. If somebody's waiting and I'm near the end, maybe I will. But I'm trying to get my work done too. So you could tell me, did I invite this situation? So she asked how many sets I had, and I was like 3, whatever. And I was like, what are you trying to do? And she's like, I'm squatting as well. I was like, oh, okay. I was like, well, you can work in with me if you want. That's like common. That used to be common, like gym behavior to like, if 2 people are competing for a machine or something, you can say, we can switch out. You can work in with me, right?
Did you have your shirt off like you usually do in there?
No, I had it on this time.
Okay.
No, but I did have little holes around the nipples cut out.
Okay.
It was one of those. And I had the bottom part shredded out like I was running track.
The Regina George.
Then I can understand why she wanted to use your squat rack.
So I asked, I was like, do you want to hop in? I was like, I didn't say hop in. I said, do you want to work in with me? Like, it's fine if you want to. She's like, no. She kind of looked at the weight. She's like, no, I'm fine. I was like, yeah. I go, oh yeah, you're probably doing more weight than I am.
A little self-deprecation.
Self-deprecation.
You got little boy weight up there.
I thought it wasn't a lot. It was enough. It was sufficient for me. I'm happy with it. She's like, okay, I'll wait. So where this squat rack is, there's like a window in front of it, like a big, full length window. And there's like a little place you can sit, but nobody ever really sits there unless they're using the rack and they're resting. But still, people rarely sit there. They usually just will set their stuff there, their phone. So she sits down. It's like she's gonna wait. She's gonna wait right in front of my squat rack.
She wanted a front row seat to the Dave show.
And I'm
what
like,
she wanted.
I saw her sit there, and I'm like, she's not gonna sit there the whole time. Like, that would be just weird.
Yeah, 3 sets left.
3 sets. It's not an insignificant amount. It's a number of double-digit reps.
That can be 5 to 10 minutes.
Sure. So she sits there, and like more than her just being there in between reps, I'm thinking like, I just don't really like doing the exercise, specifically like a squat, with someone right in front of me. Like me to you right now.
I don't think that's weird, yeah.
It would be like me squatting, and you're like, ah. So I'm like, okay. So then I find out real quickly that she is going to sit there the whole time. And she had her phone out, and I was like, okay, don't be like a narcissist. Like, she's not there to like check you out or watch you squat or check
record
your
you
form or record me. God. But anyway, so I do a set of squats, front squats specifically. And I'm kind of standing there. I don't sit down in between sets. I'm a stand-up boy. It's part of my bread initiative. And she gets up and walks over and she's just like, so how do you feel about those front squats? I'm like,
What kind of question is that?
pop my headphones out. I did have headphones in. And I'm like, what do you mean? I was like, in a broad sense, like generally speaking, like
She didn't really care about your answer to that question. She was just trying to initiate convo, Davey.
dude, I was like, how do I feel? I was like, well, I mean, I don't know. I was like, was my form bad? Whatever. She's like, no. She's like, I'm asked. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I've been thinking about starting to do front squats. I'm just curious, like how you like doing them.
Right.
I'm like, really? You're fucking curious how I like doing them? I was like, I started doing these a few years ago because like I thought it would be a little bit easier on my lower back to not have to load the weight back there.
Sure.
And I was like, and honestly, I'm not trying to put on like huge amounts of weight. Like front squats, it's a little bit harder to go up in weight just because of the nature of the action. Whatever. So I'm talking and I'm like, what the fuck? Why am I? And then she continues it. And then she starts getting like a little bit, putting her arm up on the bar. And I'm like, oh, we're just straight up having a conversation right now in between sets. And I'm all for people conversing. And I think at the end of the day, though, I think she was hitting on me.
It sure seems like a day.
Or she could have just been being nice and
No.
just being a friendly gym goer.
No.
Asking your opinion.
Randy always assumes that people are being nice. Like the guy in Chicago that called it. What did he call us? The guy on the
The guy in the
Segway.
Segway said, like, get it, boys. And like, you guys got so offended by that or something like.
We weren't offended by
or
it. What are you
like-
talking about?
Or like looking good. I think he said looking good. And you guys were like, what the fuck is that guy's deal?
We threw him into the water, but
Oh,
he
because
deserved it.
because it sounded like he was condescending. That's why.
We were looking good. We did have Dippin' Dots too.
We were shirtless with Dippin' Dots.
No, she was
That's
de-
a vibe.
She was definitely. Look, she went out of her way to hit on me.
Because
And I know Randy likes to put people down, but I was getting hit on.
No one cares what random guy on squat rack thinks about front squats.
But it's funny because I wanted to be like, I'm not the guy to ask. Like I was like, I don't know if you're looking. Like I know this is very complimentary to me. Look around. There's a lot of better people to ask. She's like, I knew it was getting a little bit much when she kind of did the touch on the arm. You know what I'm saying? When you're talking to
Oh.
somebody and they do
Explain that one. Explain that off,
well,
Randy.
You didn't say that.
Well, let me get there, dude.
Okay.
Dude, I'm sitting there and I'm in my head. So this is me. I know I overthink things, especially interactions like this. I don't care. I'm thinking like, fuck, dude. Like, there are backers at this gym, and they're gonna see me like. They're not gonna be like, oh, Dave's having an affair with a random gym goer. But
Oh, he's.
I was in my head like, okay. I'm like, let's get in, get out, be tactical. I'm trying to just finish up here, give you the rack. And then I'm overthinking. I'm like, did I invite this by making the joke about you probably do more weight than me? Also, was that potentially offensive, you doing more weight than me? To be fair, this young lady probably did much more weight than me. She clearly like was not new to squatting.
Are you saying she was thick?
I mean that in a complimentary way.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. And then when I was done, and it was, she got up, she realized, I was like, that's it, it's all you. And she kind of came back in for more conversation. And I was like, clearly like I got my phone, my towel. I was like, I can rack it. I can rack the weights if you want. And she's like, no, she's like, don't worry about it. I'll do it. I'm like, okay.
All right.
And then I started overthinking that, Randy. I'm walking away. I'm like, did I need to like offer to rack the weights for the young lady?
Does Dave still got it? People are asking. Randy?
Why don't you fucking answer the
Does
question?
Dave still got it?
Well, Dave always looks scrumdiddlyumptious. Every single time I say that, you get mad that I compliment him.
You never
instead of
compliment me.
Well, because you don't got much to compliment.
I was wearing my, in my mind, my tiny early bird shirt.
Oh, so you're
Oh.
looking big.
You know what
too.
you're on top of? I've
See?
got 2 early bird tees.
The white one.
Shout out Early Bird CBD. Not the white, not the gray one, which is my favorite. I have a maroon one that fits a little
I
bit
think you
tighter.
were wearing that yesterday.
I was wearing the maroon one yesterday.
Did you
Yeah,
mix
yeah.
in some upper body too? Like, do you have a pump going? Because
I always start lower body if I'm doing full body.
all right.
Were you wearing gray sweatpants?
No, and I didn't fluff, Randy. That was your next
Jesus, Randy,
question.
How many-
pervert.
No, I did
Randy
ask.
self fluffs.
I did walk up to the club manager and ask like where the chairs were because I was looking to do some chair carries.
Yeah. You could probably do 4. I could do
Some
6.
chair
I probably
carries.
could have done 8.
I think I could do
Wait,
6.
I did 8. I could probably have done fucking 10.
It's just a
Oh,
brutal
wow.
shoulder workout.
Yeah.
They just sold them in 8-packs.
No, but I was like, afterward, I was like, I thought about texting y'all because this doesn't happen very often. You might be shocked to learn, but I was like, oh, I was getting hit on a little bit. Or was that, like Randy said, was that somebody being friendly?
No.
I will say the most I was thinking if the roles were reversed and I was waiting on a woman's to finish squatting, I would not sit in front of the squat rack.
No, that's a gym etiquette breach.
It is a breach because
It's weird.
the whole time you're like, what if like a ball shoots out or something? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe she was hoping for a ball shooting out. or
she was
something.
hoping for a ball
Yeah.
shot.
Yeah.
She was hoping for an 8-ball
A
corner
ball
pocket.
shot. When you were dipping on those squats, was she?
We're going way beyond parallel.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! Yeah.
We're going like ass to ground.
Well,
over
She
this.
knew the angle.
Yeah. We're talking like crossfire, like fucking ball shootout type.
Yeah, that's what we're
situation.
talking about.
Yeah.
Also,
Crossfire. That was a game.
also Crossfire.
Dude, I used to play
Exactly.
the shit out of Crossfire.
Crossfire was tight. You'd always lose a ball though. Like
Always.
literally. You'd find them like 2 years
Little
later.
ball
in
bearings.
Vacuum.
I thought you
break
got
your
yours
vacuum.
removed, so why are you too worried
Well,
about
they're still
that?
there, Randy. They just don't produce the
Oh,
cement.
gotcha.
No, but I was thinking like, dude, I wonder what faces I make because I never really think about it. I typically don't look if there's a mirror, I'm not like a look directly in my eyes in the mirror guy. I think that's. I mean, I bet Randy does that at home. I bet you're a look in the mirror kind of guy when
Oh,
you
yeah.
pump. You pump shirtless at
Uh
home.
huh. Clank, clank.
Producer week. No, I thought like, what if she was about? I thought she's gonna critique my form, and I actually would have appreciated that if somebody like knows what they're doing. Is like, dude, here's the deal. You're getting way too low here, and your lower back's doing this. Whatever. Nah, she was just asking me how I liked it. It was just a very generic question, and I should probably just appreciate the fact that somebody wanted to communicate with me at the gym in a nice manner. Granted, it did get a little bit uncomfortable, mainly because of the situation in the seating, which she could have avoided. There were a number of other places to stand or sit, but I'm very complimented, and I want you to know that I still
I'm
got
happy
it.
for you, man.
It's very cool.
A little public gas up like that goes a long way.
We're going to the Twisted Cork tonight.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to see if, however Brett's date goes, we may just meet up at the Cork, close it down.
Hell yeah.
You went to the Cork, didn't you?
We got to take Kayce Smith to the Cork. She made us promise.
taking her to the
Yeah, we'll
Cork.
take her to the Cork.
I just walked by the Cork. I had to try to make sure that I wasn't like obviously taking a picture of the. I took pictures of.
You
all
were
of
very
them
far
all.
away.
Yeah, I was trying to frame it up so that you could see that it was very much
A mall.
a mall there
Yeah.
too. So I
You-
got like the escalators.
It worked. When's that video coming out, by the way?
Uh,
Big dog?
Adam just gave us an edit, so
He's
we'll
being a
watch it right
silly little
afterwards.
lad.
Yeah,
Randy keeps hitting him with new things, and Adam's probably up there fucking powerlifting, what he always does.
he's the guy you need to ask about front squats.
He's the guy.
He's in the 1,000 club. I think he's well over it now.
Yeah, I'm not in the 1,000 club. Not yet. Where do we want to go?
You
You want to do a little? You want to do a little Golden Bachelor?
We could do Golden Batch. We got an
Throw him up, Randy.
ex NFL football player,
Mel Owens.
Mel Owens.
He looks like Harry Winkler a little bit.
Michigan alum, LA Rams.
Was he nice with it?
I was looking up his like overall.
I don't know the name. I'm
you don't know
unfamiliar.
Mel Jones?
I don't know Owens.
What would it take to get you into the Golden Bachelor? at
He's
this
drafted in 1981. Well, if I was much older.
point? No. I'm not saying you do it.
Oh, okay.
Although
I'm just out on the Bachelor series, man. I'm out. It had its run, and I was in for a while, and now I'm just out.
yeah, I think I need some like here's the problem. The time period that we watched it was so Chris Harrison was still there. They weren't afraid to have like a real toxic piece, like a Luke P type, a guy that sucked, that was definitely problematic, but also like provided you with a reason to watch just because you wanted to see like what's this fucker gonna do.
Luke P gets eyeballs.
Yeah.
Say what you want about him. People are tuning in to watch. See
It's
what
kind of
the
it's
weird fucker's up to.
It's a tough place to be if you are a podcast because you want to talk about the show, you want characters on, you don't necessarily want them to be like, I don't know, people that are that as aggressive, but like it makes the show so much easier. And when they started going in a different direction, like they got rid of Chris Harrison, it was like, we're just never going to have the magic of having a guy like Jed who legit just had a girlfriend back home.
You need a hate watch.
I mean, Jed just did the show with a girlfriend, and people found out about it.
He won.
And he won
He
the
was
show.
chosen by
He won the show.
Hannah Brown.
And then Tyler Cameron just cucked him and went into Nashville and started making terrible music himself.
Yeah, I'm out on this. It just doesn't do much for me anymore, man. I don't know. I think I speak for a lot of people.
What if I told you that he suffered a herniated disc in his back and he retired from football in 1991? Played for like 10 years.
Drafted in 81 by the Rams.
First round draft pick. Mel Jones.
Was he?
Yeah, he was.
Owens.
Mel, what did I say?
Jones.
Maybe that's why when I keep searching for his stats, I can't find him.
Mel Owens.
It's like, it keeps pulling up a cricket player. Okay. He contributed. Good for him. If there were like if there was an outreach like of listeners that were like, hey, you guys need to start covering this trash TV show, I would definitely do it.
Yeah.
I would do a one-off.
Man,
I just don't think it's the Golden Bachelor.
we talked about this with Will the other day. Those were fun episodes. Like, we did a really good job of covering the show, I think.
Yeah, I feel like nobody covered it like us.
We had a lot to say.
Yeah.
And we were pretty critical.
My favorite bit was just like to find the person who like everybody hated and try to find like a reason to support them.
You always did that.
I know.
I'd be like, I'd go off on 5 minutes, like a 5-minute diatribe about how I hated someone. And Dave was like, I don't know,
man. I might be all in on
He's
this
got
guy.
points.
I used to listen to those episodes not even watching the show. They were good episodes.
Yeah, they were fun.
What was the show? Love Island.
I think we lost some patrons when we stopped doing it too.
We did.
Love
Island was fun.
Love Island is a lot of fun, except it is such a commitment into like talk about it weekly. I guess, I mean, there's just a lot of TV to watch. A lot. Too much.
Yeah, it was like every night.
It was like 60 plus episodes.
It was. I would rather cover a college baseball season start to finish than cover Love Island.
Yeah, it's just too much, man.
And college baseball is not that fun.
Shut up.
I'll watch Omaha.
This Texas team is fun.
They are good. I like their catcher. He's pretty alpha. What's his name?
Ryan Galvan.
Yeah, that dude looks like a baseball player.
Does.
It's still funny to me watching college baseball and just seeing these kids that just, you look at them and you're like, yeah, you play college baseball. Like just from the neck up. Like they just have the look about them.
Yeah, he went deep last night.
A lot of floppy-haired fucks.
Yeah.
He's not
true.
one of them, but there are plenty.
State's got some.
State's got some. A lot. That makes sense, though. I feel like Texas State is kind of ground floor for the baseball douchebag. Not saying the best baseball in Texas, but like in San Marcos, you're getting that caliber of dude.
Yeah.
Because you get the party school mix, but with the guy who's like an actual athlete.
Yeah.
And it pairs very, very well together.
Yeah.
You want to talk weekends?
Dude, I'm so ready.
Bro, let's go out this weekend. There's a crazy event happening.
I like to turn up.
Bro, there's a crazy event happening.
We had the party and it was lit.
I got yelled at by a prostitute.
Let's just go have fun and let go a little.
In Woodrow's, let's go.
This weekend in fun presented by the good people at Factor. Make this your best season yet with nutritious 2-minute meals from Factor. Eating well has never been this easy. Just heat up and enjoy, giving you more time to do what you want. Get outside instead of prepping and cooking indoors. Factor meals arrive fresh and ready to eat, perfect for any active lifestyle. With 45 weekly menu options, you can pick gourmet meals that fit your goals. Choose from Calorie Smart, Protein Plus, Keto, and more. Dylan, have you been enjoying the Protein Plus?
I have been, David. I
Yeah.
love my factory meals, man. They're so good. A lot of protein. Easy to make.
It's Protein Plus.
Good ingredients.
Oh, yeah.
Get your veg, get your greens in, man.
Yeah, I've been doing I think I got most of the meals I eat that have a good amount of like vegetable or greens. It's a Factor meal. They sent us a bunch recently. Pairs well with their little grilled chicken or the pork chop.
Their juices are good too.
Juice
man.
is good too. Factor powers your day with satisfying breakfasts, on-the-go lunches, premium dinners, and guilt-free snacks and desserts. It's easy to savor more this spring. Factor meals pack in the flavor with none of the fuss. Get started at factormeals.com/backer50 off and use code BACKER50 off. That's BACKER50 off to get 50% off, free shipping on your first box. That's code BACKER50 off at factormeals.com/BACKER50 off for 50% off plus free shipping. What do you got going on this weekend, Hoss?
I got a pretty stacked one. It's going to start Thursday for me. Parks has a game, late start to the game, 7:30, I believe. Going to be fun, man. He's the team
it'll end under the lights, right?
under the lights.
Sick.
Yeah, the team is kind of struggling a little bit. They're just over 500, but he's playing well. He keeps playing well, man. They got to find the zone. They can't throw strikes right now. It's been tough.
You need somebody to come talk to the team.
You want to stop by?
No, not me. I was thinking maybe Brett
Oh,
or maybe Chugs. Barstool
if
Chugs
Chugs
could
is
come
in
down.
town, he's more than welcome to stop by.
Have they done like a players only meeting yet?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we had it at our place actually.
We'll turn the thing
Yeah,
around.
Parks he sent out the text. Friday, Parks have a little sleepover situation with his best friend at my place. I'm pretty excited for that. Might take the boys to get some pizza or something. Probably fire up that PS5 and just have ourselves a night.
When you do that, do you like get on the sticks too, or do you just let them go?
I'll mix in around here and there.
You're like, let me get it right quick. Let me show you how to do it.
Let me show you how I do it.
What are they playing?
I just want to put fools in the dirt right now.
Are they playing Fortnite?
They do Fortnite. They do what's the Marvel one? Marvel Rivals.
Marvel Rivals.
Marvel
yeah.
Rivals.
What's
They
his
play-
main?
I don't know. They play Roblox, which is a game that stinks. But
You want Randy playing with them? Randy linking up.
Randy's played Fortnite with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Sauce too.
True.
So that'll be fun. Saturday, big day. Taking Parks to the to DKR, which is the Texas football stadium. There's a team autograph day,
Ah, yeah.
and he knows all about Arch, and he wants to get a picture with Arch, and that's the goal. Get Arch to sign a little poster that they give out, and then hopefully get a little picture with him.
So you
And-
can't bring stuff to get signed. They give it to you there.
Right, you're not allowed to bring.
That's the way to
anything.
do it.
But I mean, if he's wearing like an Arch jersey, you can't lean over the table and sign it real quick. I don't know. We'll see.
For team for an event like this, is it geared toward kids?
Yeah. So
So
that's
there's not like sleazy autograph like
No,
memorabilia guys there. Like
it's for kids. They have like
Good.
a whole like on-field experience. You get to like run a 40 and do agility drills and throw a football, stuff like that. It'd be pretty cool.
I think, yeah, I've been working with him on his 40, and I think we can get him sub 5. Not saying this
Yeah.
weekend, but some of the drills I've been giving him, like I think we can get sub 5 here in the next 2 to 3 months.
And he has been lifting weights.
yeah,
He's ready for this.
yeah, he's been doing some of that stuff, and I think it's going to pay off.
So that'll be a big thrill for him. Hopefully, as thrilling for him as it is for me, because I'm gonna get a kick out of watching him just meet players and
You going to
that
make it
kind of
weird with
thing.
Arch?
yeah.
I thought so.
I have this weird fantasy that he knows who I am because of the TFM stuff, and he went to like a an affluent Louisiana private school. 0% chance, but
He's
it'd
like,
be
dude, in
funny.
4th grade, I loved
It's like,
Roger Dorn.
Wait, are you like yeah
How old was
Yeah.
Arch? How old was Arch in
A child.
2011?
an absolute child, like legitimately? So it'll be fun, and that's pretty much it. Sunday. You got another game Sunday. 2 games this weekend. Game Sunday
Okay.
afternoon.
There's no doubt that one of the Mannings, probably Cooper, knows about TFM.
Yeah, there's a good chance.
He's the funny one, you know.
Not Arch. Arch is too young. He's a baby. What is he, 19, 20 years old? That's too young.
Yeah, there's no way.
There's no way.
I was actually just thinking in my head, like unless somebody in like 8th grade showed him.
He fits the stereotype.
I
He's
mean,
just
he
too
does.
young.
Even 10 years ago, 2015, he would have been 10 years old. So,
Yeah, you're right.
yeah, that's like,
Yeah, way too
that's
young.
4th grade, right? That
God,
isn't
college
Parks
kids
10?
have no
Yeah.
idea.
What you got, Randall?
I don't really got much. The only thing that I'm really trying to do this weekend is Sunday go to Perla's Crawfish Boil. I'm trying to get a crew together there, and I would really like to go.
You have
to
to
that.
pre-buy tickets.
No, it's first come first serve at the door. I called them up the other day. It's $50 for all you can eat crawfish and then all you can drink. Meanwhile, brewery stuff with other. You can buy like margaritas there too,
So that is the most fun event in Austin.
which I've never done, and I would really want to do it.
But I got to say, my problem with it is I would go, and it is expensive. It's like $50, but I would end up. They do these purple drinks there that like you aren't included. but you just kind of want one.
You
So
start
you
paying-
find
oh,
yourself
yeah.
getting one, and then you find yourself getting 3, and they're not cheap. And next thing you know, it turns into like, oh, cool, nice little Sunday turned into a $150 day.
Yeah, I'm concerned about that, but I'm really trying to go. I need to hit up Dan and Boosh and all of them too. I've only put in one group chat, but that's what I'm going to do. I mean, the weather looks like it's going to be all right for me, kind of cloudy, warm. So I think I might go on a long bike ride. I don't know. I haven't done that in a while. Otherwise, I have no plans outside of trying to do Perla's crawfish boil.
You hear that?
Went once. It was a lot of fun. I don't know why I haven't gone back.
I was talking about the bike ride.
Oh,
I might bike past your house. I might do a drive-by. Not like, I might hit you with some like eggs or something.
Don't egg my home.
Yeah, I'm gonna spend that much money on eggs just to drive by your house on my bike and egg your home.
I'm gonna go
I'll
out there and
support
start
that.
catching the eggs in my
Oh,
mouth. and eat
Yeah,
them.
that's good protein.
Spit out the shell.
what are you up to, Dave?
Are you done?
Yeah,
Is that
that's
it?
That's it. I don't got
Invite
much else.
keep me in the loop on Pearls.
I will.
Just let me know. Be like, hey, just letting you know we're going up here at this time, because that might be something I could sneak out for. We got T-ball Saturday. I feel bad we missed last weekend because we were traveling. I don't think they should do T-ball on a holiday weekend like that, because like half the team wasn't there. I get we're paying for it. It's just that whole thing. So anyway, we got T-ball. I'm trying to be more of a present coach on the field. I'm not the coach. I don't wear the red shirt, but I am trying to help. We're friends with the family. That the guy who volunteered, he knows baseball, but he just stepped up because nobody else is doing it. So shout out to him. But other than that, we're going to Kanji. Going to Kanji
Oh, I'm
Sunday
Joe.
evening.
That place is so legit.
So Sunday could be a big Sunday for me. If I were to go Perla's crawfish boil to Kanji, we go crawfish right over to some Caribbean food. Oh my God, my gut might be just absolutely fucking spinning.
Wrecked.
Where you might not see me Monday. Otherwise, low key. We got a little Stars playoffs. This year's a little different. Years past, it's been Stars, Mavs, late nights. Your boy just not getting sleep. This year, it's just Stars, night off, Stars, night off. Big one tonight in Colorado. But we evened it up the other night. These 8:30 puck drops are killer, especially the other night when it ended at like 12:30 because it went into OT. Whole thing. You got to stay up. If you committed to that, if you go to bed, you're not a real fan. But yeah, all in all, I'll be around Friday evening, Saturday evening. If something comes up, somebody shoots out a text, I could potentially get out. I don't have anything tying me down other than, the family. But besides the family,
We'll go to Dirty. You used to go once a month.
did not. I feel like that's not true.
Go to Twisted.
The Cork?
Go to the Cork, man.
I might hit the Cork. I do need to go to the mall. I need to get some new workout shoes. I've been rocking the same ones.
There you go.
I wear the same ones that I mowed the lawn in, and those white newbies, and they have like green like lawn stains on them. And I feel like I just got to get something a little new.
We need to get the Cork on the books, actually, and everyone commit to it.
Get your Cork on the books. I can't tell if like the bartender would love having a big group show up, because like of the potential for tips, or just hate the fact that she's now having to pour like 15 beers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm always looking out for the service industry personally. And that's that. Any parting thoughts?
Nope, that was a fun one.
Thank you to Kayce Smith
Yes,
of Barstool
excellent.
Sports.
Excellent interview. She was a lot
Very
of fun.
fun.
Yep.
Look forward to going to the Cork with her. Randy, Dylan, thank you. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
I'm at all ranchos. I'm at all ranchos.